Hey everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Jimmy Yeomans. In today's video, I'm going to talk about Mount Horeb. Okay, that's a mountainous region in Israel. Okay, it's where Moses received the Ten Commandments. It's where Elijah went. Most good leaders if you are close to God and you want to be a leader, you're going to end up on Mount Horeb at some point in time. Okay, it's just a way it happens like that. All right, it's not a bad thing, it's a good thing. But at your Mount Horeb moment, you might be feeling some heartache, or you might be feeling all alone, and who knows. Elijah, okay, when he was on Mount Horeb, he was praying for God to take him out of this world. Okay, when I was on Mount Horeb, and I still kind of am, I was doing the same thing. I was praying, God, just take me on out of this world. All right. But with that being said, we are super close to God at this point. Elijah was very close to him. Moses was very close to him. I was very close to God. I'm talking about like literally very close. And the demonic presence around people that are on Mount Horeb is tremendous. Okay, they were out there messing with Elijah. They sent an earthquake by there. Elijah was out there in the cave waiting on God. Okay, and the devil, knowing how zealous he was for God, kept sending doggone different things by there. He sent a fire, an earthquake, and then it was a fire, an earthquake, and something else. He sent 3 different things by the mountain at 3 different times, and every time Elijah would jump up and run out there to see if it was God, and it wasn't God, and he'd go back in there pouting. Now, a lot of people have said a lot of stuff about that scripture. Now, the way that I know that mine is somewhat, that they could be more to it than what I'm telling you. They could mean 20 different things, but I know for sure what I'm telling you is there, because if you look at the scripture before that, Elijah's out there praying, God, I'm so anxious for you, God. I'm so zealous for you, God, and nobody else is doing that. So he felt like he was the only one that gave a toot about God, and he was super zealous. And the devil and his demons can hear that stuff. So God says, all right, we're going out there by the mountain, and I'll be by there. He didn't say when he was coming. He just said he's going out there by the mountain. So the devil, knowing Elijah's so zealous, he keeps sending different things by there. I ought to go to the scripture and read it to you, but I know it well enough to tell you. And each time Elijah would go out there and see if it was God, and it wasn't God, and he'd go back in there and pouting. Now, that's the way that the devil will do people in real life. If the devil knows you're zealous for God, all right, and you ain't got nobody around you to keep your faith built up, the devil's going to throw them temptation flares out there that make you jump out there thinking it's God, all right, and then you put your heart and soul into it trying to do good, and guess what? It ain't God. And you go back in there pouting, and your faith done took a hit. All right, so you got to watch out for stuff like this, and that's how the Bible works, man. It's a living word. It comes alive at the right time. But when that happened, I was just going through a failure when I thought it was God. Like, I moved into a house. I was right next door to a church. Okay, so I run over there to the church, and I'm like, let's start this ministry now. We got to start this ministry. And it don't work like that, you know what I'm saying? And I daggum scared that church off. They called the law on me. Now, that's all demonic, all that is demonic. I'll tell you some of the stuff the preacher said. It's exactly what the devil would want somebody, a spiritual baby, to say to me, okay? And it makes it even worse that it comes from a preacher. And the devil thinks that I would take this preacher's advice, and I will, okay? But when it comes to the Bible and she's saying stuff like what she's saying or what they said, then I know it's not right, because I've always felt like I had the spiritual gift of prophecy, okay? I've never used it. I feel like I could very easily use it, but I don't want to jump the gun and do nothing by myself without confirmation from God in the church, okay? But I felt like that for a long time, and the devil's been after me. Ever since 2017, I've felt like I've had a spiritual gift of prophecy. And the devil's been on me about it ever since. Just people saying that I'm crazy, this, that, and the other. Well, the first day that I was at this church, the preacher got up there, and I didn't even know me, didn't know nothing about what, and she went to hollering, the spiritual gift of prophecy is a bunch of manure. And I just started laughing. I just started daggum laughing, because I knew the devil had done scouted out that church and knew that I was about to move in there. Believe that. That's the way that works. And he done put her heart against the spiritual gift of prophecy. Anyway, guys, when you get close to God, you can count on going to Mount Horeb. All right, he's going to isolate you from everybody else because you can't be like the world. It don't work like that. The world and God are counter. All right, the world is evil. The things of the world, the undercurrents, is evil. All right, so that's one of the things you've got to watch out for in your relationship with God. And one of the ways that he sanctifies you is by getting you away from the world. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Hit the like button and subscribe.